Good morning, everybody. Eric Silvax on the shop this morning. I am whipping up a couple of sets of G3 side cases. I've got some extra metal here, and so I'm just cutting stuff up for the build and thinking about how much I'm enjoying the Goldwing project. Growing up, I would find project motorcycles that would need a little something to get them going again. There wasn't a lot of money in the budget, and so I would find something that, was clearly not being ridden, that was sitting somewhere, maybe in a shed or whatever, get it going again and enjoy riding it, because, going out and buying a brand new YZ80 when I was a kid just wasn't in the budget as much as to what I had wished it was, because I wanted nothing more than to have a YZ80 when I was a kid. But if you've never taken a project motorcycle and gotten it going again, I think you would really be surprised at just how enjoyable that process is. Buying a brand new motorcycle is in a sense a process also, getting to go through and farkle it and put all the stuff on it that you want, getting to break it in. Having a brand new motorcycle, don't get me wrong, it's really an awesome experience. If you've never had a brand new bike, you need to do that too, because it's a lot of fun also. But getting to go through a project bike is a lot of fun too. I was thinking about how back in like 1996 or so, I was living in Bend, Oregon, and I had traded my way. I traded, I think, a car that I didn't need for a Honda Nighthawk, and I wanted nothing to do with riding on the road. Really, what I wanted to be doing was riding off-road, which is what I did as a kid growing up. I was riding the dirt. That's where I wanted to be. And so it went through my mind that, I've got this Nighthawk and I'm gonna have a garage sale. I'd like to sell the Nighthawk and maybe get a 125. I've never owned one, I really want one. And so I'm having this garage sale, and these two big burly loggers show up at my garage sale. My cat had just had kittens. These two big burly guys, they end up taking a kitten, and they arrive in a monster truck, this lifted like 4-wheel drive, like it was hilarious. So they take a kitten, a basket of potpourri, I'm not kidding, and a promise that they've got this CR125 that's a basket case sitting in pieces at home, and they're willing to trade straight across for this Nighthawk. So I'm keen to do this, and I'm willing to, I'd never really taken a bike from like absolutely nothing, in pieces, put it back together and gotten it going again. This project was a bit deeper than anything I had done as a kid. And so we make the deal on this CR125. I drag it into the back room of the house because I don't really have a very good shop space. It's winter. I had a garage, but it wasn't heated and stuff. I didn't have a lot in the way of tools, but I had this extra back room. I drag it in there. I totally tear this motorcycle apart, go through it. I send the cylinder needed work. I sent it off for some machine work. Got a new piston, rings, that whole 9 yards. I'd never done a top end. But by reading through a book and learning a little bit of stuff. Nowadays we've got YouTube. Like, you can learn anything you want on YouTube. I didn't have that at the ability to use something like that to do this build, but I had a book on that bike and ended up going through it and learning a whole bunch of new stuff and really enjoyed the process. Everybody's got aptitudes. Mine tend to be more mechanical. Some people, they really enjoy paperwork. I hate it. I can't stand doing shit like that. My aptitude, that's not me. I'll tell you that much right now. But getting a motorcycle that maybe has been, just kind of neglected, and going through it and getting it going again is a process. And it's actually relatively, it's almost like a Zen thing. Like, I really enjoy figuring out what's wrong with something, going through it, learning something new, getting it going again, and making it the best of what I can. One of the differences, I guess, between having a brand new bike and having something used is that you get to know the used bike as you go through it on a completely different level. It's more intimate. Like, my my new CRF Rally, that bike doesn't have a name. It hasn't been around the block yet. It doesn't really have a soul to it, but this Goldwing that I'm going through, it's got a name, it's got a soul to it, and it's been around the block for sure. But I'll get to know this bike on a much deeper level, I guess is what I'm trying to say, than the Rally. I'll go through every little bit of it and make it my own. And that's a lot of the process of doing it. It's a lot of what, you know, maybe the average person that's never been through that process doesn't really get to discover until they are taking part in that process. So if you've got a few extra bucks and the space to work on something, and even just basic tools and knowledge, I would encourage you to go grab yourself some sort of a project motorcycle that needs some effort and jump in and see if you don't enjoy that process. You know, it's nice to have deep pockets and to be able to go out and buy a brand new motorcycle and enjoy it. And I guess at the end of the day, really it's about the riding, right? It's not about the bike, it's about going out and enjoying it. But the truth is, you can really enjoy a motorcycle that's older, that you've gone through and made your own, just the same as you can a brand new bike. But it's a different thing. It's that going through the old used up bike and breathing some new life into it, it's just on a different level entirely. It's a process that I personally have found to be very, very enjoyable. The Goldwing, going through it right now. It's funny because it goes two ways, because like the other day I came out here to work on it. It had been running just fine the day before and it won't start. And I'm like, oh God, why did I get this thing, right? So there are these like highs and lows, like, am I gonna be able to figure this out? What's wrong with it? Why didn't I just get one that already works, right? But it's a process. And if you've never been through that process, I would encourage you to jump in and find yourself something and go through it and see for yourself what it's like. You know, the truth is, I paid so little for this Goldwing that someday when I go to sell it, I'll make money off of it. You know, I'm not going to make $100 an hour off of it. It might only be like $3 or $4 an hour by the time it's all said and done. But I'll make money off of the bike, and it's not really for me about that. But from an investment standpoint, I'll you know, it's almost like putting money into the bank, time and money into the bank, that later on down the road I can sell it and I can withdraw all of that back. Whereas a new bike, farkling that thing out, man, it's just a money pit. You'll never get the money back out of it. As soon as you take a new bike off the lot, like boom, depreciation, there goes your money, right? I'll make money off of that, and I will not only enjoy riding it, but I'll enjoy this whole process of making it my own and breathing some new life into it. And so if you haven't been through that process, it's something to think about. I would encourage you, jump in and try it out for yourself, because it's a lot of fun. So anyway, Eric Solobox, I'm gonna get back to work. I'll talk to you guys later.